Juwan started off nice right away. When we went out to Germantown, I remember he was just killing right away on that WYBL circuit. I mean, he was like a little prodigy. But the first time I really thought he was, super cold and elite was he went to state, with the WIBL team in Germantown. I remember, I think I was working at the time, and my dad called me. He was like, "Dog, this little dude just hit like 7 threes in the game and just straight took over." And I was like, what? That's crazy. Dude only in like 4th grade or something like that. And he's just killing, So I still didn't see it in person, but I remember the first time I seen it, I think it was really kind of AAU. I think he was playing all Ohio Red, I think in NY to LA. And he just wasn't missing, and I've never seen anybody in person really get that unconscious. Like somebody from the NBA or something, like it was like watching, Kawhi when he was doing it or Kobe or whatever, and just where I know he ain't gonna miss. Juwan had that, he had that in him, and I think that's a very rare quality to have that as a player. I've only tapped into something like that maybe once or twice in my life, where I just felt like it probably was at the Y, where I felt like I wasn't gonna miss. I mean, this dude could tap into it in the game, where it's like, oh yeah, it's over. He gonna go for 40. So Juwan was special, and with that, and then going to the Nike Elite 100 camp, going and winning state, with Germantown his sophomore year, and going right back upstate again his junior year. It was surreal to be able to witness your little brother be that elite, and the sense of pride I got watching Juwan is, something that I miss watching. I can't wait for my kids to get older so I can, feel that again. But man, it wasn't nothing better than watching little bro play and dominate like he did. So. I'm a girl with love and charms. It's mellow.
All right, man, we are back here for another one. So the homie Jalen McCloud blessed the pie, I want to say like 2-3 weeks ago. Now we got the remix here, man. Got the younger brother, Juwan McCloud, man. Appreciate you for pulling up, man.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
So I've purposely not asked this guy stuff because I want to wait till we get into it. So the way it work is, we're going to be out here getting shots up. We're going to talk about his playing career. Then when we done with that, we're going to head downstairs and get into the coaching. But I don't even know if I got to say the resume just because, what I'm saying? If you know, did his thing at Germantown, played with a couple AAU teams, but ended with a DTA Spartans, right?
No, so I ended off with Swing.
And that makes sense. We're gonna get into that too. We're
going
to wait and get into that. But did his thing, all conference. He was all state, right?
Mm-hmm.
All area, all of that. Ended up accepting a Division I scholarship to Northern Iowa University. We're going to get into that. We just going to get into the man's story, man. Dope individual, swaggy dude. And I'm calling out my guy, Chris, bro. You my homie. You one of the dopest barbers in the city. But I'm not going to take your client. I'm going to just end it right there, man. Let's get
it. Hey, Chris, you got me out here bad today, man. We'll get into it,
Let's get into it, man. But with these, it's all you, bro, with the first shot. But with these, man, I like to get it from the beginning. And like I said, bro, it's so much stuff I'm tied in with you. I want to get it from the beginning, bro.
Yeah.
Where y'all from, man?
So we're originally from 61st and Hemp.
Okay.
Right outside, right by that Sharks over there.
Okay, yeah.
But ultimately moved out to G-Town.
Yeah.
Back when I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
But yeah, so from the city.
Okay.
Did everything in the city. You know, Pops was having us all throughout the city at Powell Center.
Yeah.
McGuff.
Yeah.
Warren and all that. So from the city, moved out to the burbs, and then transferred to Menominee Falls.
Okay.
In high school.
We're gonna work our way up to that.
Yeah. Say no more.
We're gonna work our way up to that. So like with you being the little brother, when did you touch the rock? Was the rock just given to you just out gate because you seen Jalen playing, or it came a little later?
It was all from Jay.
Yeah.
So Jay, I don't know if he touched on it in your pod, but he started off a little bit later.
Yeah.
His was, I think he started touching the rock around 3rd grade or something like that, where this is what I grew up seeing.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised dog ain't play football.
I think we was scared of football. I ain't
I'm
gonna
surprised,
lie.
like,
We
just
wasn't,
knowing-
we wasn't trying to get hit like that.
Yeah,
I ain't
his
gonna lie.
game. Like, I'm surprised he ain't play football.
Yeah, nah. He
Yeah.
wouldn't have been cold how fast he
Yeah, that's
is.
what I'm saying.
But no, I picked it up right away pretty much. I
Yeah.
mean, I was playing on the Fisher Price watching Bro Hoop.
Okay.
And everything that he didn't learn is what I was picking up
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? And,
yeah.
and Pops learned from him.
Okay.
Perfected all his little tips and tricks through Jay.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of got good so young.
Yeah. In
And then-
terms of playing, bro, what was the first, like, organized basketball you got into, bro?
Organized. Oh, okay. So, when I was a kid, with name drop. So Rick Spicer.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Rick Spicer. His pops is a legend at Whitewater.
Okay.
His dad was starting the AAU team, and I think this was around 2nd grade, so we was
Okay.
young.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I played with them, but that sparked my dad to create his own AAU team,
Okay.
which is Milwaukee Young Legends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you probably know this from Diamond.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
end up taking that name,
Mm-hmm.
going on the UA circuit, but started off as my pops. He came
Okay.
up with the name.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can get into who was all on that team, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
it. That's kind of where it started off with organized basketball,
Okay.
and then we can build off of that.
So just in terms of your game, bro, and Jalen was plugging you, man. He was like, even at a young age, the skill set was high, bro. So at what point did it just start to click for you in terms of dribbling, shooting, all that?
Yeah. So so going from Milwaukee Young Legends, we was actually playing up. So I was in 2nd grade, but we was playing in 3rd grade tournaments.
Okay.
So we had 3rd graders on the team. But I would say when we moved out to Germantown is really when I took off.
Yeah.
So that would have been when I was in 3rd grade.
Okay.
So dominating the WYBL. I think my
Okay.
brother mentioned that in his
Yeah, yeah.
intro.
Yeah.
But just killing. I mean,
Yeah.
I was advanced. Pops had me waiting at half court, so there was a half court rule. I couldn't press teams.
Okay.
So I sit at half court and I'm
Yeah.
just stealing it from people.
Yeah.
And then throughout the course of my career, I kind of just got cold at stealing the ball,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
a rare talent. But
Yeah.
so I picked that up at a young age, and that's kind of when I took off, though. I mean,
Mhm.
and I think that was a pivotal part
Okay.
of my success
Okay.
as a hooper for sure.
I see it. So start off with the young legends. You playing with them. And then how long were you with them for?
So the Young Legends was probably only about a year, 2 years.
Okay.
And then that's when I kind of got into it with the Spartans.
Okay. Okay.
So
Let's
then
speak on that.
Yep. So it was at the Silver Spring Neighborhood Center. That's
Yeah,
when
shout out
Mac
to
was
that.
there.
Yeah.
You know, they all out of MAS now. But,
Yep,
man, so the two, I guess, notable names throughout the Spartans was Daniel Kingsby
Yeah. Shout out to little bro.
and T-John Lucas.
Yeah.
So T-John went to Illinois. Daniel.
I forgot about homie though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And we was linked throughout our whole career.
Yeah.
Kids on up, because I think T-John also played in Blacktop.
Yeah.
South McGill.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they used to always compare us then. But
Yeah.
yeah, so playing with them, Pops was coaching,
Yeah.
and T-John Pops was coaching.
Okay.
And we was cold at a young age.
Yeah.
Another notable name is Job Alexander.
Mhm.
He went to Marquette, ended up playing at Cal Poly.
Okay.
Another Division I dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Job.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
still cool today. But yeah, that's where we started there. We ain't built up too much of a name nationally, but we was still cold though.
Yeah,
T-John
yeah.
was good, I was good,
Yeah.
and we was kind of just still kind of learning basketball a little
That's
bit at that
that's
point.
a mean backcourt, bro.
It is. And
So was
T-John,
y'all switching off 1 and 2, or it was you was at the 2, or
1A, 1B.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
two combo guards. Darius Garland and you know, Donovan Mitchell
I
type
see it.
situation.
I see
So,
it.
but T-John was the rough kid. You know,
Yeah.
he played football. He was supposed to be cold at football.
Yeah.
So, and I was more finesse shooting and things like that. So
Okay.
no, it worked out great there.
So you know how, bro, when you play AAU with a certain team and y'all all go to the same high school, was there ever like any talks like we all gonna go here? Was it any of that, or it was like nah?
Man, I wish.
Yeah.
I really
That
do
would have
wish.
been nasty.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
Nope. I think we was so And we was in Germantown. People weren't really trying to move
Right.
out to Germantown.
Yeah.
At the time, Germantown was looked at as this faraway place.
Yeah. Yeah. We gonna get into that.
Yeah.
We gonna get into that.
Yeah. But no, we ain't really do that. The only person I wish we'd have did that with was my little cousin Isaiah McCloud.
Okay.
I wish he'd have came out to Germantown.
Yeah.
Cause I know he would have been a Division I prospect too.
Yeah.
But
So, you with the Spartans, with the names you done named, man. So, after that, how did it transition to Menominee Falls? Like, when did that come?
so Menominee Falls, digging back into this is all linked to my brother's story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got into it with Showalter. Ultimately moved out to Germantown.
Yeah.
Or Menominee Falls, excuse me. And I'm tied to all this, so wherever he going,
Oh,
I'm
you know
going. You know what I'm saying?
You
It
got no
ain't like
choice.
I'm still going to Germantown and he at Menominee Falls.
Let me pause you one time.
Yep.
So y'all initially moved out to G-Town first,
Right.
then went to the Falls.
Went to the
Okay,
Falls.
so speak on the G-Town move first, then.
So the G-Town move, transition. Two city kids going out to Germantown.
Yeah.
At the time, Germantown not even Germantown.
Nah.
This is the country.
Yeah.
You got people riding tractors to school, laughing at us for wearing socks with flip-flops. So we coming out there city.
Yeah.
And I think my brother probably had the hardest transition because
Yeah,
he was
'cause
going
he was
to
a
high
little
school.
older. He was a little
You know what
older,
I mean?
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
elementary.
Yeah.
But so yeah, first started moving there.
Yeah.
And a back note with that,
Yeah.
people think I just chose to go to Germantown when I was in high school.
Right.
I played all the way as a youth because my parents work out in Germantown.
Okay.
They always did since we was kids.
Yeah. What school was you going to when you was out there? For like middle school and
What, Germantown?
Yeah.
So Germantown, I started off at Rockfield Elementary.
Okay.
But so the transition was when we moved out to Menominee Falls, that was my middle school.
Oh.
So I did
okay.
middle school in
Okay.
Menominee Falls.
Okay.
So 6th,
Okay.
7th, 8th, and then
Yeah.
a little bit of 9th grade.
Yeah.
And then we moved back to Germantown.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What was the thoughts for you, man? You moved from Germantown, then y'all going back, bro. What was that mindset like? Like I thought we was done with them.
So my freshman year at the Falls
Yeah.
was hooping. So going into high school, they had me ranked probably top 16, which was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew for sure I was top 5. So when
Right,
that came
right.
out, you know, they put all the white dudes from up north in there.
Yeah, you know
whatever.
that. You know that goes.
So anyway, laugh going into the freshman year about that. I'm not starting. I'm on varsity.
Okay.
Did my thing
Did you play summer league with the Falls?
with the Falls.
Okay.
And that's where I kind of took off.
What summer league was y'all at?
Ooh, where was we at? I don't know. But all I know is we were playing at Brookfield East,
Okay.
and I was killing as
Yeah.
a freshman.
Yeah.
Like first go with any varsity talent.
Yeah.
I'm having like 25, 20.
Yeah.
So I already know like, oh, this about to be
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
Going into the year,
Yeah.
dog don't even start me.
Mm.
First kind of like,
What was
all
the
right.
what was the politics behind that? Cause
I don't even
that's
know
what
So-
Jay was saying. Like it had to be
Yeah.
some
So
underlying.
Menominee Falls parents is a lot different than Germantown.
Yeah.
parents. Like they a lot more involved.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a tug and pull to even have me be on varsity. He had a meeting with me saying we're gonna have you on varsity. It was this whole big thing.
Yeah.
Like fam, I'm almost about to get a Division I scholarship.
Right, right,
And we talking
right.
about if I'm gonna be on VAR or not.
And JP had just left, right?
Just left.
Man, they should see from that. Like, man, we got another one.
Just left.
Yeah.
But so that went how that went.
Yeah.
First 8 games of my freshman year didn't start. Starting after that was killing.
Yeah.
So I think the first 6 games I'm probably scoring 4, 6.
Okay. Yeah.
Right
yeah.
after I started starting,
Yeah.
I think I got my average up to like 16 my freshman year.
What was the game you can remember freshman year where you just put it on display that got you to that lineup, to that starting lineup?
We played Germantown.
Okay.
I had a good game against Germantown. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say I was killing.
But
But I would say this is kind of where I kind of made my mark a little bit,
Yeah.
right? And then after that, it was over. I think they was calling me like the Sussex killer. 'Cause Sussex was playing Sussex. We had
Yeah.
Brady Ellenson at the time
Oh
or
yeah.
whatever.
Dog.
Yeah,
Dog. Yeah.
killer. But I would say just that was that transition.
Yeah.
And then Pops wasn't feeling it.
Okay.
I mean, he wasn't really liking the coaching situation there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't think that was gonna prep me for college.
Yeah. I get
And
it.
at that point, we kind of knew I was going D1.
Yeah.
Really wasn't no question. So he was like, you know what? He had my brother reach out to Showalter. and kind of get that conversation started, get a feel for him and
Yeah.
what, you know.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what did you trust that decision at first, or was it like, man, what y'all on, bro?
So and my brother kept it kind of PG with Showalter.
Yeah.
I mean, our family was really awful, like
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
And I mean, they really shut it down for my brother his senior year, and we really wasn't rocking with that.
Yeah,
But,
that was tough.
Him and my brother mended it, and that's kind of what ultimately got me to go there.
Yeah, yeah.
They hashed it out.
Yeah.
All was well, and then that was the conversation there.
Yeah.
But no, Showalter didn't recruit me, which is a big conversation.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they recruited Wani to come out. No,
Yeah.
we kind of started that conversation, and still my parents work out in Germantown.
Yeah.
It ain't like we had no connection to Germantown.
Yeah.
So then that's when we made that transition.
Okay. So you get there, bro, sophomore year, and this team loaded at the time, bro. You got Monte, the other building, Chris Bearden, Studer,
Yep.
Luke Fisher.
Brian, right?
Mhm.
Brian Bearden, yep.
So like, yeah, y'all at this time, bro, what was your feelings knowing you about to go to a team that's just loaded, bro?
And it's probably a crazy mindset.
Yeah.
Didn't phase me.
I get it.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I get it.
it ain't even the fact that I thought I was that cold. It's just maybe I was that young.
Yeah.
I really
yeah.
wasn't thinking about how they just came off a state championship.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking too much of it. It is what it is for me.
Mhm.
All I know is Jay said Showalter kind of crazy.
Yeah.
in a good way.
Yeah,
Ultimately,
yeah,
I coached
yeah.
for him at Dominican, so
Yeah.
all is well with that. But
Yeah.
that was probably my only damn, I got to deal with a crazy coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I wasn't even tripping.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my friends in Germantown, so I knew that wasn't gonna be hard.
Yeah.
I knew Tay and them.
Yeah.
They knew us through,
Yeah.
They played with the scholars growing up,
Yeah.
which would have been under Keith.
Yeah.
Tay, uncle.
Shout out to Keith, man.
Yep.
Go in the city.
Yeah, so I mean, I was going there, and it was just like, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm about to go here and do what I do.
Right.
But man, yeah, that whole Germantown situation was a movie, bro.
Yeah.
Movie,
Yeah.
with the weed scandal, with Tay and them.
Right.
It should really be a 30 for 30 on that
Yeah.
whole little process, cause man, that was crazy.
Yeah. We'll get into that another day.
Yeah.
We'll get into that another day.
Yeah, but I
But,
mean, just to get a state championship after all that
happened,
it made it
Yeah.
that much, and even the weed stuff, it was just like,
Yeah, I need Monte on here to get that whole spiel, bro.
man, you
Yeah.
do, cause it was a whole misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Whole misunderstanding, and they used them as an example,
Right.
which was terrible. But to come up with a championship after all that,
Yeah, that's love.
like I said, a movie, bro.
Yeah.
Movie.
So so like you said, you get there and y'all already got a D1 point guard in Tay, D1 center in Luke.
Yep.
What's the feelings for you in practice having to go up against Lil Bro?
I hate to even admit it. Monte was killing me.
Oh, it's all good. You think 2
Nah.
years ahead of you.
Oh
So,
yeah, but at the time,
Yeah, you
I'm
ain't
thinking
tryna
I'm
hear
nice.
that.
So
Yeah.
shoot, going in,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
So when we first made that move from Menominee Falls to Germantown, I was going to their open gyms.
Yeah.
Germantown.
Okay.
And I'm still doing me. I'm
Yeah.
still having good open gyms and stuff, but Tay cold.
Yeah.
Tay really liked that. So
Yeah.
I think the time where it really had me most frustrated is when he was getting recruited by Buffalo, and Hurley came into our practice.
Yeah.
He was torturing me, and I'm having the guard, bro. He cooking.
Yeah.
On some unconscious stuff. So
Yeah.
but I think that's what made me nice though.
Yeah,
Iron sharpens iron. So if I'm
Yeah.
going against him every day in
Oh, yeah.
practice, and Tay really gifted, so that's what made me cool.
Yeah.
And that's why I wasn't nervous and stuff going
Right.
into games. Like, dog, I'm going against
The best guard.
The best guard in the
damn
state.
near.
everybody else after this. Is
Yeah,
I'm not
light
saying
work.
they light, but
Yeah.
I'm cool.
So when you got there, bro, was the expectations okay? Repeat, or was like, I don't know.
No
We
question.
got the same.
No question.
For sure.
Whole conversation was they made it seem like it was routine for them.
Yeah.
So like,
With
we
that
get
team.
upstate, we about to hit up Pine-Con, which is a restaurant. They
Yeah.
already got their plan or what they. I'm like, what's Pine-Con? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Tay and them only got one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how y'all got this routine
Yeah.
going to state? But it wasn't no question.
Oh, easy.
And at the time,
Mm-hmm.
we was having that win streak.
Yeah.
So we got the all-time,
Yeah.
We got the longest win streak in Wisconsin history, so we keeping that going too.
Yeah.
And ultimately we ended up losing that year to Brookfield Central.
Okay, I don't mean to burst. I mean, you talk about old stuff, but I need you to talk about that game at Brook Central.
Brook Central.
Brad Newman.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Who else?
Riley
LaChance. There was one more cat.
The big boy.
Mortag, I think, was it Seth or white guy who could jump? What was his name?
Not even that. They had a big dude. It was their center, and he was like leading the nation in rebound. I don't know if they had anybody else from like a Division I or Division II aspect, but he was cold. I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
He played with Ray Allen Select.
Okay.
With Riley LaChance, Brady Ellison, and Reed Timmer. I forget his name though. He was a big dude.
Damn, I had to
But
see
that was
him.
they three. It was Brad Newman.
I think that might be Mortag, bro.
Could be.
White dude with the hot.
Caleb. Oh, you thinking? So that was before me.
Okay.
So that wasn't that year.
Okay.
Caleb Mortag, yeah, I know you're talking about.
Okay. It wasn't that year.
No,
okay.
not him.
Okay.
But they had a different big at the time.
Yeah.
And he was leading the nation in rebounds.
Yeah.
He was really a football player, I think.
Okay. But he just put on the jersey just to help out. Probably.
Yeah. But he played at AU though. Like I
Yeah.
said, he played with Ray Allen Select with them
Yeah.
dudes. But I think he was just cold at football.
Yeah.
But anyway, that game.
Game was cracking, bro. It's a
Crack.
crack house. Best two
Cracking.
teams
And they had
in the
me.
state.
My assignment was Riley LaChance.
Oh, speak on that.
So I'm-
That's if you know, you know.
So yeah, shout out Riley, man.
Yeah.
Riley was cold.
Yeah.
He was killing at Vanderbilt. Nice.
Yeah.
If you don't know him, do your research.
That's like, if you know, you know.
Yeah. But my assignment is him. But at the time, I'm coming off the bench.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, not to say I think my mindset at the time was just nice as a kid. So
Yeah.
going into that game, I don't think I was ever really nervous playing any player.
Yeah.
And that's throughout the whole course of my career. I was more nervous about my performance.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, I get it.
seeing Riley wasn't nothing to me.
Yeah.
But how am I gonna perform in this high pressure game?
Right.
But no, I did good, man. I mean, I don't know my exact stat line, but I held it down.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Speak
They
on that crowd, bro.
Crowd
Just the
was-
atmosphere,
crowd
bro.
was crazy. You
Yeah.
got the whole city.
Yeah.
Brian Jonikin in the front.
Oh, yeah,
you got you got everybody there.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
Antonio Curro from NY to LA.
Yeah.
Cracking.
Yeah.
But yeah, they ended up beating us.
Yeah.
Probably the best game in the state that year.
Oh, easy. And that was crazy. I think that was supposed to be an upstate thing. Because I know
It was.
they got upset by King. Matter of
was.
fact, that probably was supposed to be the state championship game.
And that's and then we get into all the, brackets and stuff.
Oh,
and they
yeah,
be
with
hating.
that.
They
Yeah.
be mad. Germantown always in the easy bracket. And that's why I remember they was all mad because Brookfield Central got put over there with the city teams. So
Yeah.
King and all that.
Right.
And that's what we ended up playing upstate was Rufus King at
Yeah.
the time. But yeah, and that's when they had that would have been Jordan Poole freshman year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jamel Posey, shout out my
Yeah.
cousin.
So y'all do y'all thing, y'all make it upstate. Now I need y'all to. When y'all was doing that, was it still 3 games at that time or was it 2?
2 games.
Okay.
2 games up there.
So just speak on it, bro. Y'all get to state. Who do y'all see first?
We see King.
Okay.
So that's for when if we would have played Brook Central.
Yeah.
That was the first game up there, and then we won it beating Nina.
Okay.
Nina had Matt Held.
Yeah. Big
Matt-
guy.
Yep. Matt went to Marquette.
Yeah.
Trevor Entwistle. He was a smaller guard. He ended up going D2.
Okay.
But yeah, so King first.
Yeah.
Got them out the way. Yeah. Packed them up real quick.
Yeah. What's the game plan going against them? Because
Hoop.
they fast.
Hoop.
They play defense.
Hoop.
Yeah.
Hoop. Because my
what's-
thing is Germantown, their first state championship was Zach Showalter.
Yeah.
Primarily white team. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But now, me, Tay,
yeah.
Dariante, Brian Bearden, like, we
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
We city with city.
Yeah.
With some big white dudes in the post.
Yeah.
We was straight.
That's our advantage.
So we good. And that was the whole mindset.
Yeah.
Montana and them was telling Showalter, you know what? Showalter, he was a good coach with having group consensus.
Yeah.
So he brought it up to Tay and them, and he was like, man, they light. That's what Tay said. Like, we
Yeah.
good on them. We played because Jamel Posey played with them for the scholars.
Okay.
So he wasn't tripping.
Yeah.
So that was the game plan against them.
And you know what's crazy, bro? This is why I got to shout out your big brother. Just Showalter having that mindset, I think came from Jay.
Definitely.
Because he was saying, bro, like when I be playing, dog would just not let me go.
No,
or he
yeah.
had me doing, and he was like, well, I think when Monte and all them came, he like, okay, I
Yeah.
had Jay, I gotta switch it up now a little bit.
And I don't know if Showalter really would look at it like that, but
Yeah.
that's facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if
When
you
you
look
put
at
it together, yeah.
if you look at his success as a coach, it started with a McCloud
Yeah.
and it ended with a McCloud.
Yeah.
And everything,
Yeah.
like your whole, him having my brother that
Yeah.
young, having my dad to deal with.
Yeah.
My dad wasn't the easiest dude to deal with. So
Yeah.
dealing with all that in your early stages of success,
Yeah.
yeah, you can have Monte come in and you
Yeah.
let him rock. You can
Yeah.
have little bro me
Yeah.
come in and let him rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jay was a huge, I would say, pillar
Yeah.
in his success as a coach.
Yeah.
And his transition into having black guards and
Right.
black parents and
Right.
dealing with all that. You know what I mean? So like
it's,
it was a
it's a
transition.
difference, man.
Hell yeah.
So y'all get past King, now y'all get to the state championship game. Y'all see Nina, man. What's the mindset? Is it just like, man, we gonna get these boys out of here, or y'all was like, man, I don't know about this one.
I think King was the championship for me.
I ain't want to say it, but like,
You know what I mean? Cause like it's who we all knew.
Yeah.
I knew Jordan.
Yeah.
Tay and them knew, Mel.
Yeah.
And I think they had what's old boy? Austin.
Austin Malone Mitchell.
Malone Mitchell.
Yeah, that's my little bro
Right.
too,
I
man.
want to say, was he on the team then?
That might have been so he was. I want to say he was 2012.
Okay.
So
That might have been before that. I'm trying to. They had one more. Who was they dude? So Joe Miotti was at King at the time too. Damn. I forget who else they had. But yeah, that was the championship for us. I mean,
yeah.
Tay.
You can say it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. I mean, not to say Nina wasn't giving us a hard time at
Yeah.
the time, but we had everything to match. With Matt
Yeah.
Hell, we had Evan Wiesenberg.
Yeah. Shout out to him too, man. Another underrated cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good game.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah.
But it definitely wasn't the championship
Yeah.
for us. That was the light one.
Yeah. So y'all run through them, man. Y'all get that gold ball, man.
Yeah.
What's the feeling?
Everything we worked for.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when we won, I felt like that was for my brother.
Oh yeah.
All
for
the
sure.
stuff that he went through.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and we taking pictures with him, my mom, my pops. Shout out to my moms too.
Yeah.
I know Big Bro is kind of mad that he ain't shot her out. Yes,
Yeah.
my mom was a pivotal part in
Yeah.
our success as players. Mending that relationship between my dad being rough and
Yeah.
she was that soft spot. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah. I get it. You need a balance.
Exactly. But shout out moms. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was for bro.
Yeah. That's dope.
And to bring that full circle, I wore his number that year.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I
That's
mean?
dope.
So like,
That's dope.
it was everything. So
Yeah. So you do that. Now we going into junior year. Who did you play AAU with that summer?
So I'm trying to think. My freshman year was Playground Warriors with Richie.
Yeah.
That was when I was with the Falls.
Yeah.
Sophomore year would have been Playground Elite.
Okay.
That was under Ike.
Shout out to Ike.
And then, so yeah, that would have been that year.
You
So
still
after
with,
sophomore
still
year,
Ike.
that would have been Playground Elite. That would have been the EYBL circuit.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So you do your thing with that, and that's tough competition. And was Northern Iowa, was they on you at that time, or that
Yeah.
came in? Okay,
Tough.
so they was on you.
Tough.
Yeah.
So my first offer came my junior, no, it might have been my sophomore year from UWM, which would have
Okay.
been
Was Jeter still there? or was-
Jeter.
Okay,
Jeter got me.
he's smart.
Yep. So
Yeah.
then Northern Iowa came shortly after that.
Yeah.
I think that was my junior year. So yeah, around that playground time
Okay.
was Northern Iowa for
Yeah.
sure.
So do your thing with that. Now it's junior year. Now Monte gone, bro.
Yep.
Now the show is yours,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
What's the mindset now, bro?
Kill
Yeah.
for sure.
And what bit was Avercamp still there with you? What big did you have your junior year?
My junior year, it was just me and my guy Max Keefe. So Max Keefe,
Okay.
shout out Max Keefe. Max Keefe ended up going D2, Concordia St. Paul.
Okay.
I think he could have been D1 if he really took hoop serious at
Yeah.
the time. Max was more of an outdoorsy type dude,
Okay.
ATV and all
Yeah,
that type of
yeah.
stuff. But so that was our big,
Yeah.
and that was a nice big to have because he was a stretch big. He
Yeah.
could shoot it.
Yeah.
But at the time we had Brian Studer,
Okay, shout out to him.
Dwayne Lawhorn. Shout out Dwayne, D2 quarterback. He
Mhm.
ended up going to St. Cloud. Nobody I would say you know from a name perspective, but still a good team though.
Okay.
You know. But yeah, my junior year, it was kill.
Yeah.
That was, Tay gone.
Yeah.
I'm starting to pick up recruitment. That summer was huge.
Did Monte tell you anything going into your junior year in terms of like some advice how to run the show, or you ain't need to say that?
No. Tay was low key. I think Tay had his own stuff going on.
Oh yeah. I
But
get it.
no, he was big bro for sure.
Yeah.
He was more learn by example type
Yeah.
deal. But that summer was huge for me though.
Yeah.
Going back to Playground Elite.
Yeah.
That's when I got invited to Elite 100 camp.
Oh, okay.
I was about to crack the ESPN top 100, so
Yeah.
I think on 24/7 I got up to like 124.
Oh, that's solid.
Yep.
Yeah.
So at that time, building up some steam recruitment wise.
Yeah.
But I think college was still hesitant to pull that trigger because at the time I'm still small.
Yeah,
I was like 5'11", 5'10".
Okay.
But yeah. So that brought me into the season.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah.
Confident.
Yeah.
But still playing under Showalter, so I wasn't gonna
Okay.
average no crazy numbers. I think I averaged maybe 18, 19 maybe.
That's solid.
Yeah, junior
Solid.
year. But went undefeated.
Okay.
All the way into the state
Yeah.
championship game. Where
Yeah.
we played,
And that's when y'all ran into Stevens Point.
Stevens Point.
Speak on that, man. They got Hausers, Joey, Sam.
So even before that, even bore we get into that,
Yeah.
I've been seeing these dudes since elementary school.
Yeah. Who was they playing with for AAU?
They was Wisconsin Academy and Playground Warriors with Richie Davis.
Okay.
But before all that, the city didn't know about these two dudes.
Yeah.
Which would have been Sam Hauser and
Yeah.
Trevor Anderson, right?
Yeah.
I did because I was at Germantown,
Yeah.
and the WRBL, we used to have state where we'd travel up to like Marshfield,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd play against all the northern teams.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing them at a young age. I saw
Yeah.
Trev and Sam Hauser when I was in 3rd or 4th grade when we went to
Mhm.
state.
Trevor was cold too, bro. All of them.
Trev was cold.
Yeah.
Trev been cold.
Yeah.
We was late as a city
Yeah,
knowing
yeah,
Trev
yeah.
because he, Stevens Point.
He went to Wisconsin for a reason.
Exactly. So I've been seeing him since we was having battles back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting into them,
Yeah.
we meet them upstate. Sam Hauser, Trev,
Yeah.
and then their little brother, Joey Hauser.
Yeah.
And at the time, Joey was building up national attention
Yeah,
too.
he
So
was the best one at the time.
yeah. But crazy game. That's like playing the Golden State Warriors.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They wouldn't miss. Started the game off. It was close.
Yeah.
And then Sam Hauser blew it open.
Yeah.
I think he had 24 in the first half or something.
Was he a shooter at the time?
Did everything.
Yeah, because now that's kind of his role now.
He wasn't what he is now.
Yeah,
He wasn't
that's
like
what I'm saying. I don't remember him being that, bro.
Yeah,
Even in
nah.
college. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, he could shoot.
Yeah.
He could shoot there. He was cold, but he was a big. So
Yeah.
he was in the post.
Yeah.
I would say he was more of a stretch big
Okay.
at the time. And his brother was looked at as more like that
Yeah.
dynamic,
Yeah.
small forward, power forward at
Yeah.
the time. But yeah, they team was crazy,
Yeah.
bro. We was definitely outpowered at that point in time.
Okay.
They had 3 Division I prospects compared
easy.
to us having a D1 and D2 prospect.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but we
Y'all can be proud of yourself for that.
should have won.
Yeah.
We should have, cause we had the experience. We had the state championship experience.
Yeah.
We just folded game plan wise. Sam ended up cooking my guy Max. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
In the first couple minutes of the game, and that's what blew it open though.
Yeah.
I think we was down like 12, 15 and a half, and
Yeah.
then we was kind of fighting from behind the whole rest of the game.
Yeah.
But if the game plan would have been a little different, I think we should have we had a big Aki football player that we probably should have had on him the whole game.
Just get some fouls, rough him up.
Yeah, and I think even Showalter to speak on that today, like, yeah, I should have. I think I forget what he said, but I think he should have had the football dude on him.
Yeah.
We'd have won that one though for sure.
So unfortunately, y'all make it to state. Y'all come up short, but like against a juggernaut. So now it's the last year, bro.
Yeah.
Last year, what's your mindset going into senior year, dog?
So Showalter left.
Mm.
So that after we lost state, Showalter he ended up going.
He went to the Falls, right? Then he go to.
No, he went to college.
Oh, that's
with
from
Jake.
Lindenwood. Yeah.
So
yeah.
his son started off Jake Showalter went
Yeah.
to NDSU to start his freshman year.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then it didn't work out there, so then he went down D2 to Lindenwood, and Showalter went there with him, which would have been the end of my junior year, going into senior year. So Showalter's no longer our coach.
Speak on that, bro. Having this dude basically for 2 years, going to state, having success, then he gone, bro. What's
salty.
The mindset?
I ain't gonna lie, salty.
Yeah, I get it.
Cause it was like.
Did he talk to y'all beforehand, or just had you just gone?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I was salty because it was my senior year.
Oh,
I'm trying to go out.
Yeah. You need buddy
I'm trying to go out swinging. Like, at least just stay one more year. Let me not. But I get it.
Yeah.
He wanted to coach with his son. No hard feelings there.
Yeah.
But the bright side of it, Mark Adams come in.
Okay.
The old Brookfield Central coach.
Okay. Yeah.
Controversy throughout the state because why is he on our coaching staff?
Yeah.
And he actually came on our coaching staff. Was he our assistant my junior year? I think he was. So it was the year after. So they was cold sophomore year. That would have been Brad Newman, Riley.
Yeah.
And I think the following year he came to Germantown, which would have been my junior year.
I think I remember that.
So he was our assistant that year, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong with it. But my senior year he took over as head coach.
Okay.
1 year deal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this for Wani. Like,
That's solid.
Yeah.
That's solid.
And shout out to Mark, man.
Yeah.
Cool coach.
Yeah.
I don't know what Brad Newman and Riley relationship is with him, but a great historic coach.
Yeah.
Never got a chance to really get it done like that himself at Brookfield Central.
Yeah.
Was trying to get one with us our senior year. So shout out him. And with him, totally different structure than Showalter.
I was just gonna ask you.
He let you rock. Rock. So Riley killed under him. He had multiple players that did their thing under him.
Yeah.
But so my points go from I averaged probably 17 my junior year, whatever, 17, 19.
Yeah.
Averaged like 25 my senior year.
What was y'all running?
What was we running?
Or it was you go?
I think it's just more of emotion.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm killing. So I'm putting it up, like going crazy. Super confident going into the playoffs. But then with that, he lost some of the team because they felt I was getting a lot of the shots.
Oh.
And not. So at the time it was Max Keith. Max Keith, he was my two.
Yeah.
Like my, Batman, Robin type situation. He was my big man. But he was killing.
Yeah.
I think he averaged probably like 18.
Okay. That's a solid little duo. Yeah.
And then, but our role players was getting mad. And then we had a starter quit and we had our 6-man quit.
They were seniors?
Yep.
I get it.
Killed us.
Yeah.
Killed us. Hurt us like crazy. So going into playoffs, we still doing our thing, but the deeper in playoffs you get, you need more solid.
You need the pieces.
Bruh. So, and then was 2 key pieces. Our 6-man was Brad.
Yeah.
Roughneck.
Yeah.
Dirty, our junkyard dog. So we missed out on that toughness. And then we had Tyler Barrett.
Okay.
They used to call him White Chocolate.
Yeah.
He was nice.
Yeah.
He quit. And he was our starter.
Did you try to have any conversations with them like
tried.
Hey man, like, hey, we need y'all, bro.
Tried
like,
to.
please.
Yep, tried a little bit. But yeah, nothing we could do. He was done.
Yeah.
And then so going into playoffs, we end up still had a great year.
Yeah.
I think we were still probably like a top 3 team in the state.
Okay.
I think we maybe only lost two games, maybe 1 game.
Yeah.
But we ended up losing to Bayport.
Okay.
2 games before state. They won a triangle and 2 on me and Max, and we had nothing else really to offer.
I ain't heard that in so long, man.
Yeah, triangle and 2.
Yeah.
Killed us.
Yeah.
Like I said, and this is where our role players would have came in, especially Tyler Barrett, because he was our shooter.
Yeah.
And we lost.
Yeah,
it was
that's
over
tough.
after that.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought of was like, damn, man. Not saying Mark couldn't get it done, but I'm like, Shawad, you should have been here, bro.
Yeah.
I mean?
That's natural to say that.
Yeah. Because my thing is, maybe my points probably wouldn't have been up there like that.
He could have had y'all run something.
But I think our team would have probably been more cohesive just because Showalter had that effect of like, he struck fear in people. So fear in the sense of like, they wouldn't have quit. Yeah. Now with Mark Adams, and like I said, shout out to Mark because he did everything he could with having a team for 1 year. Yeah. They didn't have that respect from Mark like they had for Showalter.
I get it.
So they, you know.
And Showalter probably could talk to y'all a certain way.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And the role players then was like, man, who is this? It's not Showalter no more. You know what I mean? Like,
Who was dude?
this dude only catering to Juwan.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
But but like I said, Mark Adams, great historic coach. Shout out, bro.
Yeah.
He did his best that he could that year too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So unfortunately, man, senior year in, high school career is over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get on how you made your decision. Then I'm gonna have you talk about college downstairs too.
Bet.
So what made you pick UNI over them other offers? And what other offers did you have at the time, bro?
Yep. So recruitment started to pick up.
Yeah.
Got my Northern Iowa offer. It was gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And they were kind of pressuring me a little bit, like if you don't commit, you might lose it. You know how college is.
I get it.
But I knew I liked them a lot.
Yeah.
Went there on a visit, loved it.
Yeah.
They seemed like they was all about me. I mean,
Yeah.
the head coach coming to all my games.
Yeah.
Basically saying I could be their starting point guard that year, which would be my senior year. So it seemed like they loving me. And any kid that's going through the recruitment journey, make sure you have the head coach reaching out to you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? The head coach gotta want you.
Yeah.
And that's what they was doing. So they landed on strong. Pop's loving it.
Yeah.
I'm blowing up a little bit. Like I said, I'm
Your
getting
stock
close.
going up. Yeah.
So the idea of going to Northern Iowa.
You keep shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep shooting.
But the idea of going to Northern Iowa was be a big fish in a small pond.
Okay.
Go there.
Yeah.
They should let you kill because you're gonna be probably one of the biggest recruits they ever had.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out that way.
So we gonna get onto that downstairs, but just speak on the day you committed. Speak on that day you committed, you signed that letter. Then we gonna tap into that downstairs.
Yeah. So the commitment process was weird a little bit.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because not that I didn't want to go there, but I wanted to see what other offers I had coming in.
Okay.
So I committed too soon. That's the only regret I would say I had in my basketball journey.
Yeah.
I didn't let my recruitment play out the way I needed it to.
Did you just give a verbal or you like sign right away too?
I gave a verbal.
Okay.
But in my mind, I knew that's where I wanted to go, but I wanted to see.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm getting letters from Notre Dame at the time. I'm getting blown up by Iowa Hawkeyes. So Big Ten.
Yeah.
Antonio Curl telling me UCLA interested.
Yeah.
So I can go West Coast. This seemed crazy to me. I'm from
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Like I can
Right.
go
Right.
UCLA?
Yeah. Loon went there.
Yeah, so I'm like, damn, I can go ACC.
Yeah.
You know, but so this is kind of where my dad get in this situation a little bit. I have a bad tournament with Swing, so I'm playing with Swing that last AAU season, and he's like, man, you kind of bullshitting, like, whatever. And at the time, I think that was a misstep. I shouldn't have played with Swing. I should have stayed on a sponsored AAU team.
Okay.
Just to keep that recruitment heavy.
Yeah.
Cause Swing at the time wasn't sponsored by nobody. It was just whatever.
Yeah.
But
in Iowa, Northern Iowa already offered you at that. So you had the offer already at that time.
I had the offer, and I'm pretty much like knowing I'm gonna commit there, but I'm wanting to see more. So I had a bad tournament.
Yeah.
We got through our first live session. I blow up there.
Yeah.
I get Lehigh, Drake, Wright State I already had at the time, UWM, Northern Iowa. I'm in communication with a couple other colleges.
Yeah.
So I think I had maybe 7 offers around this time. So we get past the first live period.
Yeah.
Which would have been early AAU.
Yeah.
And then we get into a tournament. It was a local tournament. Swing hosted it. It was somewhere in Madison.
Okay.
Had a bad tournament. It was around like prime time.
Oh, okay. So you got
I'm
your mind
not
on
locked
other
in.
things.
Like, I'm trying to
you
go
got your
strong.
mind on other. I get it, bro.
Yeah, I got other things on my mind. Like, you know, and it ain't no colleges here.
Yeah.
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Bro get fed up, so he was like, man, you gonna commit today.
He's probably like, dog, chill. What you
and you know, I'm over here like, damn, I ain't trying to commit today. Like,
he's probably
it's supposed to be a big ordeal. Like,
he's probably afraid that it's gonna pull it though.
Yeah, and shout out Pops, man. He meant well. I mean, I ain't trying to, say that, but at the same time, I ultimately knew I was going there.
Yeah.
So I think he was like, why we waiting?
Okay.
Why we waiting? And you willing? So it's like, but I'm like, fam, I still got live periods after this.
Yeah.
And so that was the commitment. Literally,
Okay.
after that bad game, he
Yeah.
had me call him.
Like, hey man, we ain't
Like, hey,
playing.
we going to Northern Iowa.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the coaches was happy. I wasn't happy at the time.
yeah,
My mom definitely wasn't happy. She felt like this is kind of some bull. But
yeah,
like I said, she talked to me, and this is kind of where my mom coming to play,
yeah,
easing me down. I was
Yeah.
cool. Obviously, I was mad at the time, but
Yeah.
she talked me down.
yeah.
But
Man, shout out
but yeah,
to
that was the
moms,
commitment
though.
process.
Yeah,
And after that, wasn't no regrets.
yeah,
I knew that's where I wanted to go.
yeah.
I was excited after that whole day.
Did you do that? So did y'all do like a, you know how like, you know what I'm saying, you do a signing in front of the school, you know what I'm saying? Did you do one of those?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So I had
Speak
a
on
big thing.
that.
I had a big thing at Germantown. I don't know if we had too many other people signing that
Okay.
day, but it was me and some girl that was going to Green Bay for golf.
Okay.
So I had a nice little thing there, but I didn't have no like party or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It wasn't nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Just a normal little signing day.
Yeah.
And then we was on our way. Yep.
So just wrapping up your high school career, bro, and then you signed the D1 scholarship. So just summarize how you felt about your high school career, bro. Then finally getting the D1 look, man.
Yeah. So going up into high school, I think this is where I speak on my mindset as a kid. It wasn't no question. I'm going D1.
Yeah.
So I was always confident going into it. So my high school career, man, it panned out exactly how I wanted it to, man.
Yeah.
I got a state championship.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I could have got another one. Got my individual accolades, which
Yeah.
everybody want as a player.
Oh yeah.
You know, all state, all that.
Yeah.
And then just getting that Division I offer just, you know, tied it all together. Like, okay,
Yeah.
now I'm thinking I'm going to the league
Yeah.
at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking the only reason I didn't get ESPN Top 100 is because I committed to a mid-major.
Yeah.
I think that was the misstep. But
Yeah.
other than that, I'm like, I'm going to go to college and kill. Shoot,
Yeah.
they not talking about red shirt me.
Yeah.
I get the rock right away when I get there.
Okay. So I think that's the perfect part to cut it, and we're gonna head downstairs, and I'm going to the shop area. Chris, I'm gonna let you have this one, bro. But if it was any other barber, I'm stealing. But that's cut talk, man. Looking forward to part 2.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
But all right, man, we are back here downstairs. We was outside, man. Took it back, just getting his high school story and just hearing some of the stuff he went through. And I just gotta say to him, salute, bro. Getting a championship, getting the offer, and just some of the guys he was able to play with, man, just salute. So now we gonna get into his college story and then how he made his transition into coaching. So my guy, man, you accepted the offer from Northern Iowa.
Yeah.
So just speak on just getting on campus and just what's your feelings, bro?
Yeah, excitement.
Yeah.
So pure excitement.
Mhm.
I'm going in. I'm taking it all in. They got us in the senior dorms. I'm there with my guy Isaiah. Shout out Isaiah Brown from Texas.
Yeah.
And we just living, man.
Yeah.
We freshmen on campus.
Yeah.
We going to parties. We doing all this type. We enjoying it how we need to enjoy it, right? But we still locked in. We going to the gym. We doing all that. And I'm just locked in. I'm going to the gym as much as I can. I'm lifting as much as I can.
Yeah.
Putting on 20 pounds. 3 months.
How did that affect your game, though?
Bad.
Yeah, I was
Bad. So
I did that same
I'm
thing.
going in at 155.
Yeah.
So leaving high school, and me and Pops was hitting the weights
Yeah.
a little bit just to get prepped. So I ain't going there and losing my mind and being too sore and all that. But so I go into college 155. I come back that summer at 175. 20 pounds. So the regiment they had me on, I'm lifting in the mornings.
Yeah.
Right away after lift. So before lift, I'm taking pre-workout.
Okay, yeah.
Pre-workout, knock my lift out, and we lifting heavy. We got a military strength coach named Jed. He killing us.
Yeah.
So bulk up like crazy. They had me eating PB&Js like crazy. I'm not missing no meals.
Yeah. So let me ask you, when you was lifting like this, bro, was you shooting right afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
So So Division I program, you regiment as a D1 program.
Okay.
So all this is vetted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is all the proven science.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting shots up, but still I'm putting on too much muscle too fast.
Yeah.
It's not natural.
Yeah.
And it messed up my J a little bit. So I'm not being able to shoot as good as I thought. I'm bulked out now though. So I'm bumping people. I'm playing way more physical. So in that sense it worked.
Yeah.
But from the sense of what I was confident as, which is my J,
Yeah.
and getting hot and stuff like that, it kind of messed that up.
Mm.
But Still a great summer though. Bulked up like how I thought I should have that
Yeah.
summer. Put on 20 pounds, and then I was going into the year where I thought I was. And then just to give you some background, so with Iowa schools, so we got 4 Division I schools, right? You got Drake, Iowa State, Iowa, which was the Hawkeyes, and then Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa and Iowa Hawkeyes play in a pro-am
Okay. Yeah.
before the season, and that's called the Primetime League.
Yeah.
So I'm going into that nervous, like, man, I'm about to play against other Division I players. So you get 2 Northern Iowa players on one team and 2 Iowa Hawkeyes players on each team. So I'm going in, I'm playing with Hawkeye players, these high majors.
Yeah.
We mid-majors, so you know, y'all supposed to be better than us.
Yeah.
So at the time, Brady Ellenson on my team.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going in. It's my first college experience. I'm lifting. This is in the summertime. This is before any of the season started. I'm not knowing how I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
So I get into that first game, ball out, 26, boom, first game, killing. I'm dunking.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I need to, and I'm feeling like, man, if this is how college is gonna be,
Yeah.
I might really go to the league.
Right,
Hey,
right,
like
right,
this is my
right.
mindset,
Yeah.
right? It might not be real, might not be realistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is how I'm thinking about it. And I'm kind of blowing up in that primetime league. You know, I'm averaging like, I think at the time I was averaging like 25 in this league with high major dudes. And I'm making a name for myself. I'm looking better than the Hawkeye players.
Yeah.
So going into the year, I'm thinking it's up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we get into the year. We have our first exhibition against a D2 team. I forget who we played. I think we played Dubuque maybe. No, we played some D2 team.
Okay.
I get in foul trouble in the first half, so I pretty much get benched the whole first half. But then I had like 12 or 15 points in the second half. So I'm like,
yeah.
So I'm telling my mom, like, I don't know, I might be killing. I might be killing going into this year. Like, this is crazy. So I'm having like a wake up moment. Like, I think this might be a real possibility of me going to the league or whatever. But yeah, so that's how I started off. Great start to my freshman year in that regard from a mentality standpoint.
Yeah.
So
was there like already a set starter at the one when you was coming in, or it was kind of up for grabs?
It was me.
That's
that's
love.
what they wanted.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So everything was aimed towards me. You know, and like I said, with what I did in that primetime league, it kind of stapled it. It was like, oh no, he legit.
Yeah.
And so I think even at the time they had me as like one of the top 15 watchers of college, right?
Okay.
So I was building up a good name for myself going into college. Had a lot of hype around me from the Iowa fan base just all together. So yeah, I mean the hype was there. For it. Yeah.
So you going through the freshman year, and just speak on some of the differences between high school. You playing high school at a high level. Now you D1. What was the biggest adjustments you kind of had to get used to?
The bigs.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with my game, I mean I can shoot from deep.
Yeah.
I get real hot. So I'm a hot cold player. But I finish around the rim.
Yeah.
So in high school I'm finishing around the rim, no problem.
Oh yeah.
College, you got 7-footers.
Trees down there, man.
Athletes too though. Like you got some 6'8" athletes. So that was the biggest. I mean the athleticism is crazy from a Division I standpoint. Especially compared to high school.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even AAU, you still seeing a small portion of what's really out there. College, you seeing it all.
Yeah.
These are the best players from their area, all playing in college. So yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest adjustment. But from a skill standpoint, if you play high level AAU, college basketball is pretty on par with that though.
Did you have to get your flow really honed in on your flow game when you
I still was finishing around the rim, but I'm falling a lot.
Yeah.
And this is where bulking up kind of helped. I mean, I was taking bumps. I was getting my shot blocked a good amount.
Yeah.
Got dunked on my freshman year. I hated that. We played at North Carolina. Got punched on. Don't look that up.
Yeah.
But that was the adjustment though. Athleticism for sure. But I was still getting to the hole. And as I mentioned, my J was off.
Yeah.
Because I bulked up so much, my confidence wasn't there with my J. So I had to. I'm a scorer at heart, so I'm gonna put it in the hole regardless. You know, I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna get a bucket. But still going to the hole. Float game was there a little bit, but I was still figuring out different ways of making it happen.
Okay. Yeah. So you moved through that freshman year, and it's solid for you, bro. Just speak on a performance your freshman year that was just memorable for you.
Freshman year, besides my exhibition, I wouldn't say there was one game in specific. I think I was just solid all the way through.
Okay,
I think it was just it was a solid year.
Yeah.
There was never really no like staple game in my opinion. I just think I always had pretty good games.
Okay.
I was pretty.
And that's good as a freshman. That's what you need.
And I think that's what it was. And I think that was the narrative around me anyway. Like, you know, he ain't go crazy his freshman year, but it's something to build off.
Yeah.
Like it ain't like he won and done or nothing.
Yeah.
By no means. I mean, you look at my points. I think I averaged like 6.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, just solid. Just solid. I wasn't turning the ball over.
Yeah.
I think I broke our freshman steal record, so I was picking people like I was when I was a little kid, so that which was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a solid overall year.
Okay.
Yep.
So now, bro, had that solid freshman year. Now we moving to sophomore year, bro. What's going through your mind? Is it okay? We building. We trying to up this. What's going through your mind at that time?
Yeah. So Pops and Big Bro wasn't happy. So I started every single game except for a couple when I asked to come off the bench. So getting back into my freshman year, it wasn't what I expected offensively.
Okay.
Going from a dynamic guard, high school, averaging 25, going into your freshman year is a whirlwind, and you not being able to kill like that. So I'm going into the year like, well, during the year, I'm just like, man, what's going on, man? I'm not shooting how I want to.
Yeah.
The coach is playing mental games with me a little bit. So I'll start the game. I play like the whole first half, but then he'd just sit me the second half. So he was playing still, man. I'm starting every game.
That's horrible for confidence,
Yeah, horrible.
Man. Yeah.
But, and that was the weird thing, though, because he was like, you just fit better with our starting unit. And he had put in, we had a backup guard named Spencer Haldeman, can shoot it. Shout out Spence, man. One of the best shooters I ever played with. But he had put him in, and I pretty much sit the whole end of the second half. And it'd be like, so why am I starting then? If you don't feel like I can finish these games, it ain't no point. I'd rather come off the bench. So then I asked him in the middle of the year, like, man, especially because we was losing at the time, like, have me come off the bench. I'd rather come off the bench. But then I don't got to worry about giving it to our seniors.
Right.
We had Jeremy Morgan at the time, and he was a bucket. But it was kind of catered for him. Yeah. And I was like, I score. Yeah. This is why I came here. Like, I came here to be a bucket. Yeah. That's what y'all recruited me for. I mean, I averaged 25. I was killing on the circuit. Let me be me. I'm not no Rondo. Like, I'm not about to just be. So I asked to come off the bench, and I think that was only 2 games. Those 2 games, I had 16. Solid. We played Illinois, Chicago. I was, killing them. But ultimately, that was my freshman year, and Pops and Big Bro didn't want me to. They was like, yeah, we think you might should transfer. Even though you started every game. Yeah. I don't think he the coach for you. I don't think he ain't what we used to, and we don't see you having that much success in there. I'm like, man.
Okay, that's tough.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't feel like giving up on it yet. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to stick it out one more year. We're going to see how year 2 go. And I had a good meeting with the coach. He was like, I think you had a great freshman year. I think you're going to have an even better sophomore year. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, bet. We'll see how I go. And at the time, I'm cool with my boy Isaiah Brown. We got Juwan Pickford. These all names you probably not gonna know, but these who I came in with. Juwan is a year below me, and we had him coming in the next year. So I was like, let's see what next year gonna look like, sophomore year. So that's kind of what brought me into sophomore year. Okay. Yep. But digging into sophomore year. Sophomore year, I'm going in like, all right, forget everything that happened freshman year. I'm going in, I'm shooting. I'm about to be confident.
Did you lose a little weight or try to trim down a little bit, or you was still at that same size?
So if you look at my pictures from my freshman year to my sophomore year, I got way skinnier. Okay. Because I was like, forget what y'all talking about. I know where I perform best. Like, and this is kind of where you need to know your body as an athlete. I mean, people gonna push you to lift. Even my guy Aaron Womack at Dominican right now, he's skinny.
We're going to get into a little bro.
Yeah, we're going to get into a little bro. Shout out Aaron, man.
Shout out to
shout
him
out
for
boss.
real, yeah.
But he's skinny.
Yeah.
And I think my advice for him is like, you still lift, but don't go crazy. Yeah. Because you still got to this level without being bulky.
It depends where they play him, too.
Yeah, right. That, too.
We go tap
but you think of KD. KD ain't just get OC bulky. Giannis did work for him, but not every situation the same.
Yeah, style of play definitely got to be considered.
It's huge. Yeah. It's huge. So, like, for my situation, I'm like, and that's what I told him. I was like, I put on too much weight too fast. Yeah. It messed up my shot. I'm not feeling how I'm feeling. So I lost some weight. Probably playing maybe around that 165, 170 range, right? But still toned. Like, I'm still built. Now I done settled in a little bit now. Yeah. So getting into that year, balling.
Yeah.
Get back in the primetime league. So
Yeah.
that's in the summer. Not triple-double. I had like a 40-point triple-double. So
Mm.
I'm killing. Like,
Yeah.
back killing. I'm like, man, I'm finally feeling like how I
Yeah.
need to feel. So I go into that year, and I'm balling.
Mm.
I go into my sophomore year really kind of killing.
Yeah.
We go out to the Bahamas. Battle for Atlantis. I don't know if
Okay,
you,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
So they play in
yeah.
the ballroom.
Yeah.
So we played Villanova right after they won the championship. Jalen Brunson, DiVincenzo, McCloud,
you
Bridges.
can't just skip over that, man. What's the mindset going into that game, bro? Playing the champs.
So even before that, we doing good in the tournament.
Yeah.
We play NC State. We play SMU. SMU had
That's a sleeper team too. They normally have some good
but
players.
they got to do. I think he played for the Sixers now. Shake Milton.
Yeah.
So Shake played for SMU. We played Shake up there.
Yeah.
Got them gone. Got NC State gone. I'm balling. I'm killing. Me and the freshman Taiwan Pickford. So then that get us to the championship. We make it to the championship, Northern Iowa.
Yeah.
You know, we in here with Arizona, NC State, all these big name schools, and we made it to the championship game. So we killing. Going against Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Eric Pascal. All them. Dickie V is commentating our game. Shaq sitting courtside.
That's live.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Cracking. So I'm just geek.
Yeah.
You know, I'm playing with house money at this point.
It's
I'm balling.
Yeah.
So I'm going into that game no fear. I'm straight.
Yeah.
The confidence is there. The stage is set. I mean, we got Hall of Famers there. Dickie V commentating. This is everything as a high schooler you want out of college basketball. So I go into that game, I'm killing.
Yeah.
I mean, championship game, I wouldn't say I'm killing Brunson, but I'm having my way with Brunson. I'm big bodying him, getting to the hole, hitting threes. I think I ended up finishing with 16, but we ended up it was 16. I mean, in college too, 16 like then for high school it was like 30. Like you know what I mean? Like
especially
people like
that team.
Yeah. So I'm playing good, and we came a little short. I think we ended up losing by like 10 or 12.
Okay.
But man, that game was cracking.
Yeah.
It was cracking.
And what did that do for your confidence, bro?
Man,
against them having that type of game, bro.
That was everything for my confidence because I made the all tournament team.
Okay, yeah.
So I got
that's
the
a good look.
plaque at the crib.
Yeah.
Battle for Atlantis. But everything, this is another reassurance to me. Like it's doable.
This league might.
This league might be a real possibility. DiVincenzo in the league.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson in the league. So I'm like. I mean, I had my way with him a little bit. I might have came a little short, but I mean, ultimately I was hooping. But yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
But that's where we get into the coach of Northern Iowa.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of where it's like, this is where the situation wasn't a good fit because it was weird. So if you know how college basketball works for any of the viewers, so the beginning of your season is all like tournaments, holiday tournaments, and then probably towards like December or whatever, you get into conference play. And then you just stick to conference the rest of the way. So my freshman year and my sophomore year, I would ball out before we get into conference play.
Yeah.
And he'll let me rock. Like, wasn't no handcuffs, no nothing. I mean, no mental games. So in Bahamas, he was letting me cook. He was actually looking at me like, handle it. Like, he got to the point where he was like, I don't even got to call a play. Juwan win the game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, if this is how it's going to be this year, it's up.
Yeah.
Nope. Same thing as my freshman year.
Question for you, bro.
Yep.
You think coaches do that so they don't like give away all the stuff for conference? Because, you got scouting reports and you got all that.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, if this guy show it like this, when we get into conference, we got these other 4 dudes.
Right.
Teams ain't even going to know about. So you think it was
right.
a little bit of that or?
It could have been.
Yeah.
But I think that's the fault of coaches.
Yeah.
You can't overthink it. You know what I mean?
That's an excellent point.
Yeah, it's like as a coach, basketball is basketball. Like scouting is gonna help. Don't get me wrong. You got to know your opponent. You got to do that. But at the same time, it's like you let your players play.
Yeah.
Don't overthink the game. Don't make the game plan too complicated. Because at the end of the day, basketball is who scores the most points at the end of the day.
Right.
And I think that's what he lost track of. And he just wasn't a good fit for me.
Yeah.
He just wasn't. He was a micromanager.
Yeah, I hate that.
I mean, we couldn't even wear our own shoes. Like it just wasn't what my person. Now, some people might excel under him. Like I wouldn't tell anybody don't go there. It's just more of a, like, it just wasn't right for me and what I had going on. But yeah, going into that year, I mean, I'm thinking it's up. So we get into conference play, and it's kind of the same situation as my freshman year. You playing these mental games with me. I back lost my confidence. Now it's like, I don't know. Now my love for the game kind of died. So I'm like, this ain't even. And I'm away from the crib. So at this point, I'm thinking like, let's just get back home.
Yeah.
I'm homesick a little bit because I'm not playing well.
Yeah.
I don't got the people around me that I want to be around. I'm just stuck with the head coach who I'm not rocking with like that. My dad and them frustrated behind the scenes. So big bro pissed. Pops pissed. They on Twitter. And that's kind of what caused the rift between me and the coach. Is he was getting wind of some of the things that my family was saying on Twitter. And that's why it was another reason I lost respect for him, because I'm like, my family is my family.
Yeah.
I'm here with you every day.
Yeah.
This is just background noise. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't handle parents, like, what you doing being a coach?
Yeah.
Like, being able to manage all that is part of coaching.
Right.
It ain't just X and O's. Like, it's managing egos, it's managing personalities, it's managing outside noise. And we was having individual conversations about what my dad was feeling. I'm like, what my dad got to do with this?
Right,
you know what I mean? And it's like, well, he's on, I'm getting word from other family members that he's on Twitter, he's not happy.
And nice, so?
Right.
Nothing to do with
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, fam, he gonna be him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm living and dying by my pops.
Yeah.
I'm living and dying by my brother.
Yeah.
This is the reason I got here. So whatever you saying or what you concerned with, I'm not concerned with.
Yeah.
They gonna be that.
Was he a younger or older coach?
Older.
Okay.
Well, he ain't old. He's like, now he might be old.
Yeah.
That was like 10 years ago now. But at the time, I want to say he was probably like early 40s. Early 40s, maybe mid 40s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was becoming a distraction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why are we having individual meetings about what my dad is saying on Twitter or my brother? So then I had to have that uncomfortable conversation with Pops. Like, I ain't telling you to not say nothing because I'm not here to tell you that. You.
Yeah.
You your own man. I'm not ever going to be like, whatever.
Yeah.
I like, but you are hurting me. You know what I mean? Like, realistically, like, I got to deal with this dude every day.
Yeah.
You don't. You at the crib watching me on TV.
Yeah, that's a good
I gotta see him at practice. I gotta have these uncomfortable conversations with him. So he respected that. And being my dad, he created a separate Twitter account. Pops is hilarious, dog. Shout
out to him.
Shout out B-Love, man.
Bro, that might be the pettiest thing.
No, my dad is funny, dog. So he made a backup account so he could just vent, like.
He got on his KD one.
Yeah, so he knew they had his main account, but even on the secondary, it ain't like he wilding. He just kind of like, this is some bull.
That's love, though, man.
Yeah, and it's like, he did it for me. So that's why I said, Pops, I mean, he all about his kids. He LeVar Ball-ish.
Yeah.
I think he was LeVar Ball before LeVar Ball, but a smoother LeVar though. But anyway, so that's the conversation, right? I'm like, all right, coach, I'm going to handle Pops. We gonna get this taken care of so we can focus on what we can focus on.
Yeah.
We get that. Boom. So then we get through, that's how we get into conference play. He on the same bull. I'm not happy. I lost my confidence. At this point, I know I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, when the season is done, I'm done.
Yeah.
So then I actually get hurt towards the end of my sophomore year because we were lifting still during the year.
Yeah.
I did a clean, a hand, whatever, power clean.
Yeah.
Mess up my back. So I got a slip disc. It sit me out the last like 6-7 games of the year.
Okay.
So I missed our whole conference.
Did you need surgery at all? Or
No. I was just rested it. And they were trying to force me to play.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it was so bad to the point my body was shut down. I couldn't move. Like I had like a pinched nerve.
Yeah.
And so they trying to force me to play. I'm like, and my dad like, dude, you better not play.
Yeah.
Like, you know you leaving anyway. Why would you force yourself to play? Get hurt and now you can't even go nowhere next year. It's like, so we shut it down. And that was more of a personal decision. They weren't even recommending me to shut it down, which was crazy. But shut that down. and then it kind of bring us into why I left Northern Iowa.
Okay.
Like I said, big bro and pops. And shout out to my brother too, man. Like I said, I'm living and dying by my family. Whatever they say, I'm living with because I got there because of them.
Yeah.
So I knew I was leaving, but there was still in between. Like, okay, do I maybe make it work? We got AJ Green coming in the next year.
Yeah.
So AJ Green, Milwaukee Bucks.
Shout out to bro.
Shout out AJ. So he coming in the next year, and what people don't know, his dad was the coach for us. He was the one who recruited me to go to Northern Iowa, which would be Coach Green.
Yeah.
So getting into the end parts of the season, family not happy. I'm on the teeter-totter of if I'm going to stay or not. We still finishing off the rest of the games. Big bro sent a tweet out at my head coach. Like I said, Pops already was handled.
Yeah.
We got him quieted. So that was like, all right, cool. My brother being my brother. And my brother low-key. That's the crazy thing. It's kind of out of character for him to do that. But he added my head coach on Twitter, said, it's no coincidence that you lost the team 2 years in a row. Look at the results of it. Like, basically, like, you can't coach. And not only did he just send a tweet, you added him. So you made sure he was going to see it. So this will clear up anything because there was always speculation to why I left Northern Iowa.
Yeah.
Maybe not maybe a little bit locally, but definitely in Iowa, people wanted to know. And the rumor was I left because AJ Green was coming in, which is the biggest lie. People did not know that my brother added my head coach. People didn't know I was having conversations with my head coach with my dad. So there was a lot of background stuff that kind of messed it up.
Yeah.
But so I had my exit meeting, and I'm talking to Coach Green, which is the coach that recruited me, which is AJ Pops. It's not even the head coach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I'm about to leave.
Yeah.
You know, this is before I even talked to the head coach. Like, what you think about that? He was like, Wani, do whatever makes you happy. I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm gonna let you know, like, next year, you had a show next year too. Like, you're still our starting point guard. We still believe in you. And I was like, but AJ coming in too though. Like, already I'm having a rift with the head coach.
Was AJ coming in as a point guard or a two?
A two. And that's what his dad told me. He was like,
okay, you could have had that.
Yeah, he was like, that's not going to affect it anyway.
Yeah,
like, AJ, we have him coming in being our starting shooting guard. So it was like, that's not even going to affect you. And I'm like, I get that. But dude already not messing with me no more.
Okay.
The head coach.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get what you're saying and I believe you.
Yeah.
But there's still going to be a situation where, okay, we not rocking with Juwan. We're going to just put AJ at the one, and now we got somebody else at the two.
Yeah,
so even though he not coming in at the point, he can still be taking me out the game. AJ cold. So I'm like, I don't think it's going to work. You know what I mean? Like, ultimately, it's not going to work. I think that's what I'm going to do. I know he going to hold that over my head. And at the time, like, he being petty with my pops. So he taking it out on him. So we at Loyola, Chicago.
Yeah.
And he literally, this the head coach, he walked past my pops and gave my mom a hug. So it was just getting bad. You know what I mean?
Now you violating just as a man,
right?
Bro. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So then it's like, things just not going good. And I'm never a person to be ignorant and really get into it with any coach. So it's just like, I'm about to cut ties. So I go into the meeting with him, like, things just not working out. I don't know if you saw the tweet. And he was like, no. And I think he was bullshit. And I was like, well, my brother tweeted at you. And I pretty much know you seen it. Like, regardless of what you're saying, I know you heard it. Like, if you was hearing about my dad, you definitely heard about this. And I'm like, I'm about to transfer. Like, I know it's not going to work. I appreciate y'all giving me this opportunity. I handled it how I needed to handle it.
Yeah, but, professional about it.
Yeah. And that was the kind of the end of my journey there.
Yeah.
And that summed it up. But out of respect to them, I was like, it ain't like I'm desperate to leave here. I just want to go home.
Yeah.
So what I did, I had them email all the D1 schools here instead of putting my name in the transfer portal.
Okay.
Out of respect to Northern Iowa, I didn't want to make it look like I was just dying to leave Northern Iowa. Yeah. And I think that was a big misstep on my end too. I probably should have put my name in the transfer portal, opened it up. Jeter wanted me at the time at UNLV. So
that would have been a good look.
That'd have been crazy.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I kind of messed that up because I was trying to be respectful of them.
Yeah.
And I should have been selfish.
Yeah.
I should have put my name in that transfer portal. I should have opened it up.
Did they ever tell you, like, I hear what you're saying, but put your name in the portal because it's going to give you a better look? Did they tell you that at all?
Nah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. That's where it kind of get into that, like, did y'all do me bogus or not? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it was my decision. So I'm still not, like, and the transfer portal wasn't the transfer portal that it is
like
today. So it wasn't like this big promoted thing. Like put your name in the transfer portal, you're going to get to somewhere you want to get to. That's been a now type thing.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I was just trying to be respectful of it. They sent it out to Marquette, UW, Green Bay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I wanted to go to Milwaukee, so UW.
Okay, yeah.
So I sent it out to them. Sam Hauser reached out. He was at Marquette.
Okay.
So he was like, Juwan, I'm going to talk to the coach.
Yeah.
Which was, who was it at the time?
Walt, I think Walt was, I forgot his name. He came from Duke.
Yeah, the white coach. He came from Duke. Right, he was an assistant at Duke. So he was there at the time, and then they had Marcus Howard.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So he was like, Juwan, you should come here. Like, and I was like, all right, bet, let me know if the coach, but that fell through. I don't think the coach, they had Marcus Howard at the time. They weren't looking for it. But UW was interested. They was like, come out here for a workout. And this is when Pat Baldwin was there.
That's a good look. Yeah, that been
so I was cool. Look, I was like, bet. That's exactly what I want. I want to be at the crib. I'm about to be in the horizon. I'm like, come on, the horizon. Yeah. I'm going crazy in the horizon. Yeah. No doubt. So then I had my workout with UW. Killing. Yeah. I mean, I'm hitting on my shots. And what people didn't know about me, I was sneaky athletic.
Yeah.
So I'm dunking in the workout. The coach is loving me. Finish that workout, and I'm like, all right, so, like, what's up? Like, when we going to send this offer, and I can come. I'm committing right when y'all send it. He's like, bet, we going to talk to the head coach. We're going to work out everything. You probably hear something in the next day.
Okay.
Next couple days go by. I get a notification. Tijon Lucas.
Oh, he signed,
went to UW.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about that is, like I said, me and Tijon knew each other from since we was kids. And it ain't no hard feelings there or nothing. But when I left Northern Iowa, he was at Illinois at the time. We both left at the same time. So he left Illinois the same year, after the same year I left Northern Iowa. So we both free agents, right? Yeah. So I called Tijon like, hey, were you thinking about going?
Yeah.
And he was talking about going to, he was like, I was like, you thinking about going home? He said, no, I'm not going home. I'm probably going to go to, was Buzz at Virginia Tech at the time, maybe? Yeah. Right. So he was, I'm about to go to Virginia Tech. I was like, oh, that's cracking. He was like, where you thinking of going? I'm like, I'm trying to get in at UWM. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to go home. He was like, oh, okay, bet. So when that happened, I'm like I said, I'm like, dang, G, like, you could have told me or something. Like, I didn't even know you was a possibility. Like, like I said, shout out Tijon. Wasn't no hard feelings there. It was just a mix-up.
Yeah.
But what the weird thing is who recruited him at Illinois was also on the coaching staff at UW at the time, which is Paris Parham.
Okay.
So I think that was kind of like the connection there too. But that's ultimately how that worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going through your mind, man? The school you wanted to go to, it ultimately didn't work out. So what's the move now, bro? Where we going?
So at this point, I'm done. Like, I'm thinking of just being done hooping. Because I was like, the politics of it, the business behind it, me not being happy at Northern Iowa.
Yeah.
I was ready to call it. So I was telling my dad, I'm like, well, I'm leaving. I'm probably just going to be done. So I applied at UW Whitewater. So I'm thinking of just being done. I'm about to go kick it. Yeah. I'm about to go with my guys. I'm about to go. So shout out Isaiah, Miles, all my day ones that were at Whitewater at the time. I was thinking of just kicking it. Being a college student, I had some debt. That's cool. I'll take out a loan for 2 years. Yeah. But then when I sat back, I'm like, damn, man, being in debt, college debt, don't sound like the move either. So I was like, you know what? Even though I don't want to play no more, I can't pass up on these schools wanting me. Yeah. So I was like, at the very least, I don't want to sit out a year. I'm going to go down D2.
Yeah.
Because now, at the time, it was that rule, like, if you transfer D1 to D1, you got to sit out that year. Yeah. So I was like, if I'm not going to UW, I'm not about to sit out in Las Vegas. I'm not about to go to UNLV and just be, even though that's cracking, it's Vegas. Yeah. But I'm like, man, nah. Like, I really don't even feel like hooping no more. My whole love for the game, especially after that UW situation, I'm like, this is some bull. I'm ready to be done. So then I forget who I even reached out to. But all the D2s in the country start reaching out to me.
Yeah.
So I start going on D2 visits because I'm like, I don't want to sit out. So all these D2s reaching out to me like crazy.
Yeah.
I go on a visit out to San Diego. San Marcos was the D2 school that wanted me out there.
Mm.
And this is the biggest difference between D2 and D1. It seemed a lot less regulated.
Yeah.
So I go out on my visit to D2. The head coach picked me up from the airport. It's in San Diego. I was like, "What up, man?" I get in the car. He's like, "Man, just trying to stay away from administration." I'm like,
what we
the
on,
hell
man?
that means? So I'm getting in the car like, I'm already like, yeah, man, I don't know, fam. Talking about trying to stay away from the administration. So he's trying to sell me hard. Like, you want to go to a Laker game? I got connections to Laker. You can get some Laker tickets. And at the time, this is all illegal.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be getting favors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like the NIL situation right now. So I'm like, I'm cool. I don't need no Laker tickets. I'm just trying to, hoop and be done with school. Like, so the visit go good. I mean, it was a normal visit. Cali was cracking. I would love to be in Cali.
Yeah.
So that situation was fire. The campus was built into like a nearby mountain. So it was smooth, but the coach was off.
Yeah, he just trying to be too
He was
cool.
off. He was on some like,
cool.
I don't know what he was on.
Yeah.
But that situation didn't go through. But then I ultimately ended up settling in at Minnesota, Mankato. Minnesota State, Mankato.
That's a good look.
Yep. So that's where I did my junior year. So my now wife, shout out to wifey. She was going on all those D2 tours with me. So we toured Concordia, St. Paul, and all the Minnesota schools out there. They got plenty D2s in Minnesota. So I knew at some point it was going to be a Minnesota school. It was just which one it was going to be. Yep.
So you pick Mankato. So you start in your junior year, bro. How did it go? Run us down with junior year, bro.
But so the year was weird.
Yeah.
The reason it was weird is because I was in between that, like, I don't want to hoop.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like my love for the game. I'm only here almost at the point to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in debt.
Yeah, it's
so
strictly transactional.
I'm strictly transactional. I'm like, they telling me to go to lifts. I'm like, man, I ain't going to no lifts. So I'm like almost on my rebellious stuff a little bit. So I'm definitely going into there with no type of energy. My pops geek because he was like, yeah, you about to win the national championship, trying to geek me up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just here. I ain't gonna lie.
They could have sensed that vibe from you to where you was, or you just faking the funk?
I was faking it. I mean, especially nah. My brother knew for sure. I mean, me and my brother like this, so he knew the energy I was on. You know what I mean? I told him, like, it is what it is. But Pop's still trying to, like, get the most out of it, right?
Mm.
So going into that situation, I'm checked out. The year is kind of iffy to start, but I'm in between, like, I still got pride, right? I still don't want to be out here.
Still a hooper, bro.
Yeah, like, I still think I'm cold. It's just I'm not mentally in it right now. So I'll have big games. I had like a couple 20, 25, and I'm balling a little bit. But the start of the year, I wasn't balling because I think I was still in that like weird transition phase. But like I said, that's the difference between D2, D1. The talent level is there like crazy. So from a guard perspective, you still playing against some of the best guards. Like, and I would even equate it to like me playing Jalen Brunson. You still play some people of that caliber.
Yeah.
And at the time, I think it was Northwest Missouri. I forget. It was some school that was running it for D2, and we played a D2 point guard, and I think Danner was better than Jalen Brunson. He was smaller, but the talent level is still there, D2. The only biggest difference is you don't got them big men that's 7 feet no more. It's kind of more dispersed.
Yeah.
But the other difference between D1 and D2 is it's a lot less regulated.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a dude to really smoke or nothing like that. We got dudes on our team that was smoking before a game. So I'm like, it's so less serious. So I was mentally just like, I wasn't serious.
Yeah.
I ain't take it serious. So like that whole process of being at Mankato was kind of just like, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was done. I didn't even finish my senior year. So I did 3 years of college, and I called it. And that's when I was like, I'm done with hooping. Told the coach there, he was pissed. He was mad. He was like, you done? I'm like, I'm done. I'm gonna take out a loan, knock out this last year, and I'm done with hoops. So I still technically got a year eligibility.
Damn, bro. When did you get to that point where it was like, you know what, man, I think I love this game, but that's enough for me. What was it like? One thing that happened, or was it just a culmination of like a bunch of things that just
It was
added up?
it was the fact that I was out of it mentally.
Yeah.
It was the fact that me and Pops were still kind of getting into it over basketball games, and I was like, I'm tired of dealing with that too.
Yeah.
You know, Pops had this expectation, and I wasn't even mentally there to try to reach this expectation. So I'm like, so me and him getting into risks the whole time at Mankato. We go through a little relationship struggle there.
Yeah.
And that's I'm like, and I still mess with my Pops. So I'm like, I'm not trying to have this get in between us. Like, dog, I don't even care. Like, I need to let you know that I don't care no more. So that was a big reason I quit too. Because I'm like, I'm not even trying to have this relationship with you.
Yeah.
We need to be cool. I'm not trying to be into it with you after a bad game and things like that. So that was a big reason. My now wife was out there with me too.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready just to settle down with her and be chilling.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But I ultimately knew I still loved the game though.
Yeah.
I just didn't love it as a player no more.
Okay.
So that's what kind of made me get more into the coaching aspect of it.
You just did one of the best segues I think anybody on the show, man. So your career, unfortunately, I ain't even gonna, because I think that was good for you.
Oh yeah.
So you was able to end one aspect of basketball. Now just speak on the transition you made into getting the coaching.
Definitely. Yeah. And I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
so that's why, like, I don't have no regrets in my journey. Mm-hmm. My journey made me to where I'm at right now.
For sure.
I would change nothing about it. Like, and that's why, like, people would even talk to me like, you ever get mad at your brother for tweeting that? Do you ever get mad at your dad? Nah.
Yeah.
That's part of the plan.
Playing
like,
they role,
that's
man.
the journey.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for them acting that way, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm living and dying with everything that I do. I have no regrets for any part of it. But yeah, I mean, that just get me into coaching. You know, that's where the love of it came. Basketball was my identity. So then I started getting into the work world, and I'm like, man, it's cool.
Yeah.
I feel different though. Like I'm working to get money. It's cool having money now, but I'm still missing that identity of who I've always been. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't really prove myself as no employee. I can try to work to get a promotion, but it's not hitting the same. It ain't like scoring 30 in the game.
Yeah.
So then that other itch was coaching.
Yeah.
And Showalter reached out to Pops. Like, will Wani be interested in helping me out at Dominican?
Okay.
So that's where that started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is kind of where it's a fire transition of a full circle moment of like, now Pops and Showalter cool. They kind of mended. You know what I mean?
That's
so
dope.
he reached out to, he seen my dad at, I think he saw him at a game or something.
Yeah.
And that's how that whole interaction started. And I'm like, all right, bet.
Yeah.
So then that bring me into Dominican.
Yeah. So, man, first off, man, shout out to D House, man, class of 09, man. Was able to go there. I played for Paul Wallersheim. So, what was crazy, to come back and see Showalter there was like one of the weirdest things, bro.
Yeah,
to see the G-Town coach there. But just like y'all team was so good, bro. So I came back. Of course, Womack was there. This was his junior year. So, what was the point guard that was really good, too? Martin. What's his from?
Jaden.
Jay was there. He was cold.
DJ
was there.
Yeah.
What's the other?
Markel Webb.
I love his game.
Yeah.
So just speak on, bro, just switching hats, dog. Just going from player, then being a coach. What was the biggest transition you had to make?
Man, it was a breath of fresh air. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
it was just like that pressure was off.
Yeah.
I can help these dudes get to a level. Like I feel like I really could have been in the league, in my opinion. So I'm giving y'all like
giving the game.
Yeah, like, and I really feel like it's good game. It ain't. I'm not selling you. I'm not even. So to tell, I went to Dominican not even to get paid. Like I wasn't even on payroll.
Just for the love.
I'm there for the love of it.
Yeah.
Showalter threw me some cheese just to be like, appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm doing this on the strength of that.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, and I'm there and I'm loving it, fam.
Yeah.
Like I'm working kids out in between, you know, practices, getting in late night sessions with some kids.
Yeah.
And really just telling them everything and being able to do what I'm doing here with you. Yeah. Like telling my story to let y'all know, like, if I didn't go through this, I couldn't tell Aaron what to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's why I'm like,
that's real.
You know what I mean? So I'm going through all this stuff and it feel like I went through it for them.
Yeah.
I can tell y'all everything that I went through so y'all don't got to go through that same thing.
Yeah.
So getting into it, and I mean, shout out to Jaden, man. All my guys,
Yeah.
DJ, Markel, Boss, all my guys I worked with. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
But Jaden specifically, because I saw it in Jaden. Showalter didn't see it in Jaden, but I saw a PG in him. Showalter just saw, like a two guard,
combo guard.
But I was like, man, I see something in Jaden.
Yeah.
Because Showalter, he was like not really athletic, so I don't really know like where he gonna be.
Yeah.
But I feel like, no, I'm not gonna take credit. Jaden, you good on your own right.
Yeah.
But I think with my guidance a little bit,
Yeah.
it propelled him to be an even better player.
Okay.
'Cause now Showalter, listen, and he respect me. Showalter respect my opinion. So it was like, so going from Jaden's, we had him did we have him for 3 years? I forget, but he started off as a 2 for us.
Okay.
And then based on what I saw, I told Shaw, like, we need to put him at the 1.
Yeah.
And so he finished at the 1 for us, and that's when he kind of
what's up.
blew up a little
Yeah,
bit, like,
yeah.
and he was doing good.
Yeah.
And he was balling, man.
Yeah,
like
bulldog, man. Get
Man,
after it.
killer
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
like for real. And now he putting on some muscle. He balling out JUCO. I hope he go D1. I know that's what he want to do.
Yeah.
But I think that was that transition for him.
Yeah.
That was that like, no, I'm really like that.
Yeah.
And then you've seen that in some of our playoff games, man. We seen that when we played against MAS at Brown Deer. He was balling.
Yeah.
When he played against, he had a couple good games. We played against Dupree and them.
Yeah. Shout out to Pre.
Yep, shout out Dupree doing his thing over at Carmen.
Yeah.
But with his oldest son, Miko.
Yeah.
So he was balling in that game too,
Yeah.
man. That was just a proud moment from a guard perspective.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that's not even getting into Aaron Womack
Yeah.
yet.
We gonna touch on
right,
bro.
but-
What was the other forward? Physical dude. I want to say he had braids. He was about 6'3", 6'4".
For us?
For us. I want to say his last name was Kingston.
Oh, Kingston, yeah.
I like
Caldwell.
Lil Bro. Yeah, I like Lil Bro too, man.
Yep.
He tough.
Yeah, no, Kingston
Tough.
was good.
Yeah, I like Bro too.
Kingston, this is kind of where the difference from Germantown to coaching city kids kind of came into play for Showalter.
Yeah.
Now you dealing with an all-black team.
Yeah.
Not to bring race into it, but it's a
but
difference.
that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a difference, right?
Yeah.
Like you coaching white kids and they temperaments and they parents.
Yeah.
They parents is completely different than how
Right.
black parents are gonna handle it.
Right.
So Showalter is an old school coach.
Yeah.
He gonna cuss you out. He gonna say things you don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And this generation of kids is different.
For sure.
It is 100% different. They are a lot more sensitive. They are their parents are a lot more involved.
Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest thing. But now his parents, Kingston, getting into Kingston.
Yeah.
Kingston was more of like he needed that emotional handhold, and Showalter wasn't doing that for him, so it just didn't work.
Yeah.
But talented, kid was talented.
Like, it makes it up.
I mean, and I think we lost out on him because he ended up transferring, and I think that's what hurt us going into this year. We was short-handed this year. We'd have had him. Would have had Big Terrence. Terrence was a big dude. He was on the bench. And I think that was a huge misstep on us as a coaching staff. Mainly Showalter. Showalter really wasn't rocking with him like that. But them two, I think we'd have went up to state this year. We'd have had both of them on our team.
I can see it. Now we're gonna get to the young boy. And I don't know him personally, but I remember seeing him as a freshman, just being a skinny shooter.
Yeah.
And then to see him propel to what he turned into, and like we know his pops. Pops been around the city for a while.
Yeah. Shout out Train. Shout out
Aaron Womack, man. Just speak on young bro one time.
Yeah. So we call him Boss.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about this, so Germantown.
Yeah.
His pops coached me at Germantown.
Yeah.
Boss was around when we won state. Boss would sit on the end of our bench. So I've been knowing Boss since he been kindergarten, first grade. I don't even know how old he was then. So he was back then. So I've been knowing Lil Bro this whole time. So you say it's crazy? It's really crazy for me.
Yeah.
Back when he was playing at Vincent, he was shooting on a little mini hoop. But quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet dude. He kind of like a Kawhi.
Yeah, I can see
He started
that.
to get out of his shell now. Now that he a senior, he's getting a little more confident. But always been a quiet kid. Very similar to a KD build. But great kid, smart.
Yeah.
Great leader, lead by example, but very quiet. He ain't gonna yell at nobody. He ain't gonna cuss you out. He ain't gonna do none of that.
Yeah.
He gonna lead by example, and I think he still. Who knows where he gonna be?
Yeah, I think the sky's the limit.
Like
bro.
my thing is it. And I was talking to him the other day, so the last month, Train, which is his dad, Big Aaron Womack, he wanted me to play one-on-ones with him all the way up until he left for Syracuse. So I've been seeing Aaron 2 times a week for the last 2 months. We've just been playing ones, and I'm like, It just depends on how you approach it, man. Like bringing my experience into this and really comparing it to what you got going on.
Yeah.
Make your bed how you want to lay in it. Go in there and be somebody you not right now, because right now he not aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, he let the game come to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Melo son gonna be there.
Yeah.
You gonna have scouts at these games. All you gotta do is hold D, hit threes.
Yeah.
Be 3 and D. That's it. Focus on that and lock in on that for your freshman year. After that, you can build, but just do that.
Cause he got the stage, man.
Yeah, just do that.
Stage.
So I'm like, just do that, and you're gonna be good, but be locked in.
Yeah.
Treat your freshman year, and he is. Dog is so locked in. He ain't with none of the distractions.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, it's
good
to have.
You gotta be that way.
Yeah, you gotta be that way, but he also needs to have fun. Though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't be.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I told him, like, you still gotta enjoy it, bro. You still going to college. You still like enjoy the experience. Don't do nothing crazy, of course, but be locked in while also having fun. You don't want to look back and feel like you ain't enjoy it. Yeah. So no, I'm excited for little bro future. Dominican all-time leading scorer, which is crazy.
Yeah, some names.
Shout out him, man, because that's crazy. You got Diamond, Kwame. I mean, you know him. I mean, you went to Dominican, so you know all the people.
Dwayne up in there,
right?
Yeah,
Dwayne.
Yeah.
So for him to do that, that's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge.
For sure.
So more to come on, bro. I can't wait to see. Me and the wife plan on going out to Syracuse next year to try to catch a game.
Yeah.
So, good relationship there with them.
So, man, we done started from outside all the way from the young legends.
Yeah.
We done made our way to Menominee Falls, to G-Town, to DTA Spartans, G-Town senior year, UNI, Mankato to coaching, bro. Just the whole journey, bro. So I asked this to everybody on the show. Coach Jalen, husband Jalen. No, what I'm saying, Jalen. Juwan.
yeah.
Coach Juwan, husband Juwan, just the man you are today. If you had to give advice to your younger self, like if you had to sit down with yourself junior year in college, if you had to sit down with yourself junior, senior year in high school, bro, and just tell yourself something, bro. What advice you giving your younger self, dog?
Tackle the moment.
Yeah. Got
to.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that comes from my dad. My dad was always a person to say, make the bed that you want to lay in.
Yeah.
And that's something that I told Aaron.
Yeah, that's
so
dope.
It's like, and that's facts. The reason I say that is because it's like, if you go in with the right mentality and you go in aggressive, that's what they think you gonna be. You know what I mean? If you go in half-assed or you go in scared of the moment and you're not shooting and stuff, it's gonna affect everything. And I took that from every aspect of my life, going into my career now with my job. Be comfortable being uncomfortable.
That's real.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
that's real.
If you're not uncomfortable in the situation, you're not progressing.
That's
if
real.
you constantly comfortable, and that's probably what you with the pod, right? You took the initiative to, I'm gonna figure out these cameras. I'm gonna figure out the program. I'm gonna figure out the software. Boom. If you don't get uncomfortable with things, you're not if you scared about taking an L, you're not gonna progress. So just you gotta make the bed you lay in, and you gotta live with the results.
Yeah.
And you gotta see it through.
That's real, man. That's beautiful. You gotta be comfortable getting uncomfortable, man. I need to get that painted on the wall somewhere, man. So if you could just give a special thanks to Pops, Moms, and Big Bro, just in terms of their guidance and just support they gave you throughout your hoops career, and your wife too, bro.
Yeah.
What were some words you would give to them?
Man, thank you for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be half the person I am today. I mean, having a black father that's around, that's involved like that, and is learning on the fly. It ain't like he had the best situation on his side either. So like for him to do that off the strength of him, shout out him. Moms, like I said, that pillow you can lay on. That when
dope.
me and Pops getting into it. If I need life advice, wife advice, shout out moms. I mean, best mom anybody could have.
Yeah.
Big bro, my template.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 5.5, 6 years older than me. And it's his birthday. Happy birthday, big bro.
Happy birthday to Jay, man.
But he's been my template through life. You know what I mean? So as in having a role model, that's who he is for me. You know, Pops and Moms laid the groundwork, but he's who I followed through. We work at the same job. We're working our way up together there.
Yeah, that's
how he is as a father. So my niece and nephew, Zuri and Oak, love them. And everything has just been kind of following his lead. You know, I exceeded in the basketball world, but I'm still trying to catch up to him in life. So he got a house, I got a house now.
Yeah,
so it's like
yeah.
we matching our success up with each other, and we trying to do some big things coming up too.
Man, that's dope to
Yeah.
hear, man. I need one more favor, man. So
Yeah.
I got young bro Zeke Jones coming on the show coming up.
Oh, you
man.
got Zeke coming on?
Any words you could give about little bro before we get up out of here?
Zeke is also a shy boy, man. Get out your shell. Get out your shell.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is though.
Yeah.
Zeke also another dude who I don't know where his ceiling gonna be.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still growing, still getting athletic, dunking now. Had a good sophomore year. I expect 20 or more.
Yeah, yeah.
20 or more coming
Yeah.
into this year, even if I'm not coaching.
Yeah.
But big things to come for bro. He gonna be a good person to have on the podcast,
Yeah.
just to dig into his scouting,
Yeah.
you know, his recruitment.
Yeah.
But yeah, play for Power 5.
Mm-hmm.
So the 3SSB Adidas circuit. So that'll be something good to talk to him about.
Yeah.
But yeah, good kid, man. Shout out Vaughn. Shout out to his mama too.
Mm-hmm.
But good family, smart kid, and more to come for him too. I don't want to limit anything, so
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see. Hopefully high major for my guy.
Yeah, for sure. And then the last question, man, been waiting for this. And I asked you outside, bro. All the dope players from Germantown, if you had to get a top 5, you gonna give your list? Then I give my list, bro. Then we'll compare it and we'll get you up out of here, bro. So top 5. You can include yourself too.
Oh, I definitely will.
Include yourself.
Yeah, I gotta put myself in there.
Go ahead.
Number 1, I'm going. Gotta be Luke Fisher.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because he was dominant.
Yeah.
He got 2 rings.
Mm-hmm.
So he got a ring with Zach, got a ring with Tay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he just was the staple of Germantown.
Yeah.
After that, I think you got to go Tay.
Okay.
I would love to put Tay first, but I can't.
We gonna get to it.
Yeah, I can't put Tay first yet. I mean, can I? That's 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
That can be interchangeable. The only reason I say Tay is because, you know what, I'm gonna mix that. Go Tay first,
Yeah.
Luke second. The reason I say that is because I don't know Luke's influence on culture.
Yeah.
When Tay was at Germantown, movie. Like I said it earlier.
Yeah.
It's a movie. The way he came out there, the story, how he got in trouble, came back, bounced back. Bro was really cold, and I think he really is an NBA prospect.
Yeah. We gonna get into that.
Right.
Yeah,
so I really think he's an NBA prospect. I think it's just his mentality. He laissez-faire. He, whatever. But like you said, we can get into that. Tay first. Let's go, Luke. I think you gotta go Zach, Ben, and then me.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. Our list damn near identical. So I would go Monte, Luke,
Yeah.
Zach. I'm gonna have to go Ben before Zach.
Ben before Zach?
Yeah.
He set the groundwork.
Yeah, I'm
Ben was crazy.
Ben was
crazy.
we was same grade.
Right.
So
Ben was crazy.
Bro, Ben could change a game offensively and defensively.
He was a monster.
So it's a toss up between Ben and Zach, but I'm gonna say Ben and Zach. Then I say you. Honorable mention, my guy Rick and Malcolm.
Oh,
I went to school
for sure.
with Malcolm. And I say Rick and Malcolm because Rick only went there for 2 years, and Malcolm was there for 4.
But they was the pillar though.
Yeah.
Him and Ben.
Yeah.
Which for the viewers, tap in the Big Bro version of the podcast to get into some of that story. But they laid the groundwork though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they
firsthand.
Yeah. So the Showalter they got was a premature Showalter when they got upstate.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go through the trials and tribulations he
Yeah.
got through with Luke or Zach. He kind of knew what to do then.
Yeah.
So and I get into my brother and stuff it's hard not to include the history of it because we wouldn't have been who we was without Ben, my brother, Rick, Malcolm, any of them. So it's it's hard not to put them up there, but it's hard too because Ben never got no state championship.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't put him, but
that's what's tough. But it's really Ben probably really could be top 1, 2 if he got a ring.
I ain't gonna lie, bro, when I was thinking about who, I automatically had him 1 because I played with him.
Yeah, right.
But then I'm like, and bro, for Monte to do it as a point guard,
yeah, it's crazy.
That say something.
Yeah.
And I would say, well, bro, if he went to a major out gate, he would have been in the league.
Yeah, I think so.
Like for sure.
I think
like,
he would have made it after Buffalo.
Yeah,
he'd have made it because he had a great freshman year at Buffalo and a sophomore year. I think what messed him up was when he went to Western Kentucky. I think he was supposed to go with was it old boy with the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson. I think he was supposed to go there with Tay.
Okay.
And I think that's why Monte went there is because he was gonna have a league prospect.
Yeah.
And I think it just didn't work out like that. But
Marquette was slipping on Tay.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't have somebody like that in your house.
But the weird thing with Tay, and even like getting into my senior year, I averaged 25.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking top of the world.
Yeah.
Bro only averaged like 16, 17 his last year. But that's how potent and his influence on the culture was.
Yeah.
He had people at Germantown doing this and all types of like, I'm telling you, it was crazy, man. And
I say defensive. I think he was better defensively than he was offensively. I done seen him literally just straight up just have people looking stupid on the other end.
Right, and playing the passing lane. Bro was crazy. Best person I've ever seen play the passing lane. I mean, his read and his feel for the game, fam, is crazy. Like I said, only problem with Monte is his biggest, I guess, attribute is that he don't really care. Right, that's what make him cold. He kind of like that LaMelo Ball. He really don't care. It's like I'm just out here hooping.
Yeah,
that's also his fault.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if he took it serious, bro would be in the league easy.
I could vouch, and it's like I said, even with Dog, because like I remember seeing him as a kid, because you know what I'm saying, Keith was coaching at Dominican, so he'll bring Monte up. So like I was definitely proud to see him do his thing, and shout out to his bro too. His bro was nice too.
Yeah.
But man, like I said, this has been a pleasure, man, getting your story, just going through the different elements of your life. The ball, the coaching, now you married, man, working, man. That's dope. I feel like that's why we do this. Yeah, we talk about basketball. We also just like to talk about just life, period. And just I need you to tap in, just you being a husband, bro, just for that before we get up out of here, bro. Just being with your lady since Mankato and just having that relationship and what that's doing for you now, bro.
Yeah, man. Shoot, we've been together since almost high school. So she followed me everywhere. Since pretty much high school. She went to Sussex. I was Germantown. Okay. So 8 years, I think. We got married in September, so we coming up on a year there.
Yeah.
But man, I'm learning. You know, being a husband it ain't just easy, but I've been with this girl for forever. So, I mean, man, to go through it every step of the way, how appreciative I am of her to follow me through. So she was at Northern Iowa with me and Mankato. So she there every step of the way. So she's seen good nights, bad nights, and being there and being my rock. So shout out wifey, man. This whole process wouldn't have been easy without having her. So
I would just tell you to keep cherishing that, bro, because I like all the stuff you're doing with my wife, too. Shout out to her. All the stuff I got going on, bro. I'm a truck driver. I'm a barber. And I do a podcast. None of that will be able to be a thing without her. I got kids upstairs.
You need the support.
She holds down. So shout out to the ladies, man. Y'all making the world go around, bro. But if you got anything else you want to push, you want to, you know what I'm saying, promote, bro, the time is yours before we get up out of here.
Yeah, man. For all the people, so Stephen Brown, David, anybody that's giving back to the youth with some of the leagues that we host and some of the AAU tournaments that we doing, we definitely need more young dudes like myself and people our age that been through it to give back to the kids that's playing right now. We got the OGs still doing it. Brian Jonikin, Steve, Big Steve.
Shout out to Steve.
We need some of us to take that mantle too. And I need to do better myself, but to keep that basketball journey, Wisconsin is growing like crazy. I mean, look how many people we got in the league right now. Shout out Jalen Johnson. Shout out Jordan Poole, Tyler, Tyrese. I mean, killing. So we need more of that. You know what I mean? So I think with Stephen Brown and David doing what they doing on the front of, I think it's next gen basketball, whatever they got going on. Keep that up, fellas. Shout out to all the people balling overseas. James Bateman. Good luck to Beast going to Iowa State next year. His little bro out of MAS. All my guys at Dominican. So shout out everybody I've been involved with from a coach perspective, a player perspective, and let's just keep pushing Wisconsin hoops because we got a lot of people. And a lot of people your age that probably could have made it to the league if we had the resources we got now. So we need to keep pushing that forward. We need to be what like people look at as Indiana being like the hoop state.
Oh yeah.
Wisconsin
we on our way, bro.
We on our way. And I think the stuff that Chapman got going on. So Lou Chapman, he building all these facilities, take advantage players. And I think Chapman is going to be a good AAU program to come to. So we got some good things going in Wisconsin. So we got to keep pushing it.
I think that's the mic drop moment, man. I'm excited to see where this guy goes, man. If he go back to Dominican, I will be at some games. I'm probably going to still go see a game just because that's my alma mater.
Yep.
But it'd be cool to see you come back. But wherever you go, man, you got support from this way. But yeah, man, I think that's a wrap, man. The brother hungry, man. I might get something to eat after this, man. But that's Cut Talk, man. Juwan, McCloud, Mark Pace. Hopefully this is out by tomorrow, if not probably Tuesday. But it ain't much editing we got to do. So, man, that's it, man. My guy here, man. This Cut Talk. We out.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.